Oh! Don't spray him. Don't spray him. Don't spray him. Oh! Oh! What the? Y'all harassing us. Stop spraying him.
Welcome back, my PBM family. Welcome back. Another episode of Old School Cops. We're riding two-man unit tonight. I got the OG. I got the guy who I go to all day, every day when it comes down to law enforcement. When I see something that I'm not for sure what this is the guy I go to because he's been on a job when I was in junior high school trying to make the varsity team. And when I tell you, like, not only that he's been on a job a long time, not only that he's from the community, but he understands the job. And not everybody who wears this uniform understands the job. And y'all see some of these clowns on social media and have no idea what they're talking about. But my partner tonight, he knows it. He done it. He done it really well. He worked as a city cop. He did so much of a good job. He took his talents to the federal level, became a DA agent, and did it all across the nation. So I have lots of respect and understand that when we start talking about old school cops and understanding the job, this is my guy right here. Now, the video that you see here, I say gang members attack a guy that was filming. Whatever this guy did, and like we all say, oh, we don't know what happened before, but what we see in the video, you got a guy walking behind the cop, pretty, a few feet away, and it looks like he's recording. I'll try to zoom in so many times to see, did he say anything to the officer? But whatever it was, the officer didn't like it, and they also turned around. Once he turned around, it was a full-blown attack. He maced him. I was trying to count how many officers. I seen about 7 officers. It looked like a bunch of hyenas attacking prey. Like, it was an overkill. What is it that this dude could have did? Let's just say he did something that warranted an arrest. How the officers arrested him was not called for. You turn around, a guy standing there with a camera. First of all, if he did something, it's like, okay, you're under arrest, turn around. You gotta let the subject, right, allow the subject to surrender himself to police. Now, if he resists, then you're allowed to use force. He turns around, guy camera, he maces him in full-blown attack by like 7 officers. It just seemed so unprofessional. I guarantee you won't find that type of tactics, that type of approach in any training manual presented by law enforcement in the United States. 7 people, like, it gets to the point to where it's an overkill. Like, it gets to a point to where having 7 people put hands on, it's too many people. Officers are in the way of other officers. You can't even effectively apply a tactic, an arm bar, grabbing his arm, it just looks bad. It looks really bad. And you got officers look like they're taking their cheap shots and then walking away. Another officer maced them and was, dude, like, it's cameras everywhere, right? Then with the mentality, you would think, like, what's going on this day and age where officers is becoming famous for just doing crazy shit like this. You would think officers be kind of like, let's cool out, let's chill. These dudes is just operating with no cares whatsoever. And something like this, man, I really think when you see this type of attack, I want to see suspensions. Suspensions should be on the board, right? Like, this is crazy. OG, what do you think, man? Because this was totally uncalled for.
Well, I agree with what you're saying, but I think that we got to work smarter, not harder. Okay, so this social media videotaping law enforcement has been out for several years now. And it's time for some legislation to deal with proximity. It's time for local city councilmen, county commissioners, even probably the state and the federal lawmakers to come up with a policy on how close you can stand. You should be within an arrest situation or within public safety officers, because that becomes a safety issue itself. So let's say somebody's got a camera in one hand and they got a pistol on their hip. That is not good. So there ought to be a proximity, let's say 20, 25 feet, just for safety purposes. You can film what you want to from 25 feet, but once you get within that perimeter, you're going to jail for interference. And that should be standard. You know, it gives them a legitimate reason to be concerned about their safety, number one, and the proximity of just an uninvolved citizen to an arrest situation. In normal circumstances, you got a perimeter line that you set up on major investigations anyway, and you put the tape out. Well, it should be the same way when you're involved in an arrest situation. Unless they're helping you because you need help, they need to be so many feet away from you. You can film from a safe distance, and that should be the policy. And once you step inside that perimeter, then you're subject to be arrested and charged with interference with a law enforcement officer, even if you're just videotaping, because we don't know you just videotaping. Right. We're assuming that. So I think that they need to change the laws or create laws that enhance officer safety, because this is, to me, being that close to an arrest situation, videotaping, filming with your phone, that's unnecessary, and it's interfering with your police. Now, how they responded was totally uncalled for. Slapping the guy's phone down and then jumping him like that, the best thing to do is to turn around and say, look, man, you're too close. I need you to step back 10 feet and push him back. Don't touch his phone, but get him back. And then you got that number of officers. They should have set up a perimeter around the situation, 100%, getting the arrest done, so that they know from what they're saying that you're interfering with our safety now, and you need to back up. The problem we have now is that many officers aren't being given the guidance on how to deal with the public and recordings. Yeah. And it needs to be trained, and it needs to be implemented, and to follow through with it, because unfortunately, smacking that guy's phone, you got to pay for his phone. And now you got to pay for assaulting him, okay? And now you got to get these guys suspended from service. You got 6 or 7 or 8 guys that are getting suspended behind this little incident. Yeah. That's 6 or 7 or 8 guys that are not going to be on the street the next day. So this is a training issue more so than anything else, and it's an officer safety issue, I think. And I think the proper way to handle it is through legislation. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. It has to be some boundaries, because I've seen people all on the officer's back. I'm recording. It gotta be. I really believe like they should. I mean, your boy, he like signing executive orders, right? Can we get an executive order saying, yo, give officers 20 feet, or it's a charge, yo? It's a charge. Like, come on. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense. It has to be set in stone. Officers get 20 feet, and you get within that 20 feet, then you subject for interference charge. Like you have to, because it got to come to a point to where you can make a strong argument. Now my safety is, I'm trying to cuff somebody. I got this guy on my back with a camera. Like, it has to be established, and I agree with that. And even worse than that, Joe, what happens if the guy does have a gun and you're trying to get the gun from him, the gun goes off, and somebody is within that perimeter and they get hit? Yeah. Whose liability is it? Is it the person in the perimeter, or is it the officer's fault for not making a move? Who's liable for that? Or they use a taser and the guy gets tased because he's too damn close. You know, those kind of things you have to weigh into the circumstance and really work at trying to get people to understand it's safety first. Yeah. I don't care what you videotape. Yeah. You're going to have safety first. Video all day long, but stay at a safe distance. Listen, please, if you got a gripe, take it to the courtroom. You guys be safe, and see you next video.